2 days have come and gone. We still have 2 more matches, but the finals day is oh so close, happening tomorrow. But we've got a couple of crucial matches that need to be played in the lower bracket before we truly do know who will be playing tomorrow in the grand finals of everything. Welcome back to the desk, 40 Lions and Flea. Coming up next, it is DaHanG versus Cypher, a matchup that puts both of these folks' tournament lives on the line. And I'm excited to hear your thoughts as we hop right into the action.
It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, that's about the least you can say about this matchup. Both of these players drop down to the lower brackets, even though they absolutely deserve to be in the upper as well. Cypher, of course, losing to Rafa, whereas DaHanG dropped to Razy, and now they meet each other to decide their fate in this tournament. Cypher representing Team Na'Vi, one of the most talented players in the league, great track record. And after losing against DaHanG's teammate, he now has to go up against the man himself.
So we take a look at Cypher's record here. He's been through a lot already. That close set with CNZ. DaHanG had a little bit of trouble with Zanaku, but actually pulled out the 2-0. Zanaku made him sweat on Corrupted Keep earlier, but I can't help but feel like Rafa might have messaged DaHanG and been like, finish the job, as Rafa sent Cypher down into the lowers earlier. Cypher gets to face the other half of Team Liquid here. I think it's going to be a close one. I think DaHanG has what it takes, but Cypher's just playing on another level right now. And when you see that Cypher from the Frag movies, it's a bad time for the opponent.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about DaHanG too, because in his post-match interview just about an hour ago, he even admitted, I'm not playing my A+ game right now. And, it's definitely being aware of that and knowing kind of what you need to do to adjust to that. I think that's, this is another one of those situations where DaHanG's got the large mountain to climb here. He even admits, I'm not playing as best as I could, but can that DaHanG show up? He needs to for a victory here over Cypher.
He absolutely has to bring it, and it will be anything but easy. If we look back at the history between these two players, last time they played each other was back in Season 1, the Stage 3 finals, and it was Cypher taking him down 3-0 in a very convincing manner, stopping DaHanG from even taking a single map. So that's clearly an enormous mountain to climb.
Yep. 40, any thoughts, or should we look at the picks and bans?
I think picks and bans might weigh heavily on this one. I mean, DaHanG in that previous interview we had talking about he needs to shore up some of his mistakes. He wants to play more control-based and even a little bit of luck maybe. Maybe Cypher makes a mistake or two that would go DaHanG's way. He wouldn't mind that at all. I'm sure Cypher is not going to see it that way. As we got Deep Embrace, Awoken, Molten Falls. We got Sorlag versus Keel right off the bat, getting thick.
Yeah.
Awoken, Strog, and Ranger, but Strog is actually on Cypher's side, as usually we see Strog on DaHanG side, and then Anarchy and Eisen if we go to 3. I think it'll be pretty good. Flea, what do you think about this lineup right now?
Nothing immediately outrageous from what I can tell. Indeed, Cypher running the Strog, which is one of DaHanG's staple picks. Maybe it was an intentional choice just to deny it to his opponent and show that Cypher has got some mad skills with the Scrouch sliders as well, because we know that his slash is also one of the best in the business. Final map then, Molten Falls, quite another disparity in stack. We have got Anarchy, fast, nimble, but squishy, up against the Eisen, and we know, we've seen Eisen used to great effect, especially when it comes to the scale bearer, but you can often achieve the same effect against Anarchy. Drop it down on the Anarchy, is trying to pounce on you, and you force that squishy light champion to divide his attention between two sources of damage.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this first map, Deep Embrace. I think that's a great map for these two, as well as just the champion lineup that we've got. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I really like Keel on this, but I also think that Sorlag's a great pick against Keel. We'll have to see how this actually plays up, and I'm glad we're going to see that in map number 1.
Yeah, that dot damage is just so powerful. Sorlag's refrag ability with that stack. I'm assuming starting shotgun and some spit are going to be Cypher's go-to here, because Deep Embrace is a refrag-heavy map. But we could see a slow one. I'd rather see a fast-paced bloodbath to start off this set. But let's not forget losers bracket action, lower bracket action, as one of these guys is going to be done for the weekend after this.
Yep, going to the graveyard. The other moving on, and they will have to face a formidable opponent, whoever comes down from the semifinals. So this match helps us set up the narrative that is going to be set for tomorrow, which is nothing but unbelievable games. You're going to have to wait. First, we've got to go to this one. 40 Lines of Flea. I'm going to leave you to it. Good luck. Have fun. DaHanG versus Cypher.
Thank
Flea,
you very much.
Let's do the time warp one more time. We got one more under our belt. Predictions, what do you think?
This is a tricky one, but based on how they've been playing so far, I do think that Cypher can indeed will take this one, but he's gonna have to pull out all the stops to overcome DaHanG.
I think Cypher might have it. He might have that extra little something. DaHanG, I mean, I appreciate the honesty, but him maybe not feeling so confident or knowing he's not playing so well may play into this, but we could see. I mean, it might go all three. I would love to see that. I hope that it goes to that. I'm sure the players don't, though. They've got to be absolutely wrecked after a long day. The last thing they want is a third map. Their hearts probably can't take it. But I'm selfish, so I don't care.
Yep.
Let's go all three. I want sudden death on every map. Chat, lock in your predictions. This one's going to be a bloodbath. Someone's going home for the weekend. Cypher versus DaHanG, and I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be crazy, and I'm tired of cursing people, so... What do I know, rightfully? I don't know. If I say Cypher and he loses, I lose everyone's channel points. Everyone gets mad at me. They can't do highlighted messages anymore. It just becomes a whole thing, you know?
You just keep your mouth shut, 40. You're doing damage. Chat is getting mad at you before we've even started. And on that note, we are loading into the first map of this series. This is going to be an interesting one. And 40, I know you're hoping for a brawl, a bloodbath, but I can actually imagine this being a relatively passive game based on what DaHanG said earlier, right? He said, you know, what seems to work best for me during the interview is not being aggressive, just sticking to my guns, reacting to what the opponent does. And he said that when he started doing that after his loss against Racy, it really paid out for him. So I imagine that he's going to be more reactive. And the second part that goes into it is that Cypher has a very mobile champion pick for every single one of these maps. 1, 2, 3, he's got someone with mobility. And that means that DaHanG is likely to bunker in even harder just to be ready for that fast movement that Cypher can bring.
Well, let's see how this shakes out as we're live right now on DaHanG's POV map number 1. And already a scuffle here as the Pineapples saving it. DaHanG's life for the time being. The rail already so strong. And there it is again, Cypher popping off. 2 quick rails to make quick work of DaHanG.
If DaHanG even wants to slow play this one, Cypher is definitely not letting him, applying full pressure from the get-go. Good shots being landed. Mega is about to spawn though, and that will be for the taking of the American. Cypher taking a tactical position before Heavy, but that isn't up for another few seconds. Can he hold on long enough? Indeed he will, but doesn't have the stack remaining to stand his ground. DaHanG tying it right up and back to that comfort zone of his central area of the map. Cypher hyper aggressively, but takes a lot of grenades to the face. Still comes out on top.
Those Pineapples so spicy there. Cypher now weak. Lands a rail. Very, very weak in the machine gun. And this is back and forth. This is a fist fight. This is exactly what, well, at least I wanted, as it's already 2-2, a minute 10 in. Cypher, beautiful rocket jump over to the Heavy. He wants to claim that, make his way back over to the Mega. It's not going to be up for a long time. Pineapples cornering him in. The Dinosaur is going to be jumping around here as the rocket's coming out, not landing. The rail does. Cypher lays an egg on a Pineapple, and it was all a trap there. DaHanG with great Pineapples takes the lead. Here it is, more LG, but the rail bails out Cypher again. He is hitting insane amounts of rails.
Gotta be careful though. Can he land the railgun shot he needs? DaHanG pushing in relentlessly, unafraid of the spit. Knows he's got the stack to just push on through. Cypher off the spawn, starting shotgun into the Heavy. Really aggressive push. If DaHanG wants to slow play this, Cypher is not letting him. Rail after rail after rail. He's gonna switch to the shotgun. Surely he will clean up yet another frag just in time for the Mega to spawn. Are we going to see Cypher for the first time get some solid control going? Looks like DaHanG doesn't even want to block him from getting over to Heavy, and is just content doing damage and setting up here. Actually, Cypher a bit late on going through the teleporter, will give up the item. Not looking all that good right now.
Cypher really relying on that rail. DaHanG just swaps the shotgun and makes it look easy. 5-5, 2:30 in. Cypher with a little bit of spit there for the drive-through window. More rockets from DaHanG, sending Cypher flying. Mega is going to be up soon. DaHanG trying to get that last rail. A little bit of pineapple. Can't connect with any of it. Cypher's going to be able to push a little bit more. The heavy machine gun doing so much damage, taking out DaHanG as he swaps from unzoom to zoom for a little bit of that extra burst damage. And oh no, DaHanG not again. He's already been floated once and he takes a ride on the lightning. Cypher up 2.
You just can't do that. We saw it earlier. The man Razy pulling it off twice. And now Cypher clearly taking a page out of his book. I love the positioning there. The spit around the corner, just stopping DaHanG from pushing in before he picks up Mega. Now, dodging those nails as if he's in the Matrix. Cypher building a bit of a lead. 3 frags up already.
Oh, and he sends him packing. DaHanG previously walking the plank, but he does a favor and returns the favor and says, Cypher, why don't you take a swim?
Cypher messed up. He got greedy for that 1 health bubble. That is in such a risky place on the outside of the railing. Can he make something happen here though? Super shotgun versus normal shotgun. That is a fight that Cypher will take any day of the week. Confidently too. Getting yet another frag and heavy going his way as well, but he's lacking weapons and DaHanG knows that. Cypher, all he's got is a rail. No rockets, no LG. He wants those, and DaHanG knows that he can take a lot of fights that Cypher just can't afford to commit to just based on the arsenal that he has. Look, Cypher doesn't have anything except for the shotgun, so DaHanG knows that he can drop down and push that fight aggressively, and it will work out nicely for him.
Big rocket from Cypher there as DaHanG takes the jump pad towards heavy machine gun, just missing out on the rail. Cypher's going to get a clean heavy as he wants a rail so he could fight back from a distance, getting closer and closer to the 5-minute mark. Cypher still up 2 frags. DaHanG missing his rail, Cypher not missing his, lining up another one, and he places that one perfectly through the window there. 10-7, gets one off the spawn. DaHanG hurting right now.
Cypher getting both of the items in a row, a bit of a rarity, and keeping a lot of his stack too. Very often DaHanG has been able to at least punish the pickup on one of the items. Not this time though, Cypher looking stacked, but of course DaHanG has got pretty sizable amount of base health and armor because he's playing a heavy champion. Rocket into rail, beautiful! The man from Belarus not pulling his punches one bit. Slowly but surely extending his lead, but as we're only halfway through this map, he is far from in the clear. DaHanG not giving up just yet. Look at his damage, 40. Look at it!
So much machine gun, and he's gonna ride the lightning, and this time DaHanG comes out on top. Fearless as he had the stack to tank that. 8-11 as he's trying to fight his way back into this one. Heavy will go to Cypher. So much nail damage as he jumps across the LG. Not enough. Cypher with 1 shotgun blast says, I'll take that frag back, thank you.
Oh my god, the grenades! We've seen DaHanG just put out ridiculous amounts of damage with that ability of kills. And this map, clearly no different. Landing what feels like half of these pineapples in Cypher. It's definitely worse for wear because of it, but still. Good control of the items are allowing the Na'Vi player to stay in this.
DaHanG using pineapples and rail to push his way towards the top of the map. 6 minutes in here. Cypher still firmly in the lead at 4, but that could flip at the drop of a dime on Deep Embrace especially. Mega will go to DaHanG. LG out. Cypher waiting on this heavy. Rocket spammed. Good rail from DaHanG. He wants another one, but he's going to eat a lot of rocket damage for it. Heavy goes to Cypher. He does tank a rail. LG and Spit. Is it going to be enough? DaHanG grabs a 25. Mitigating the dot damage, but he's so incredibly weak, Flea.
Cypher messed up the pickup on the small armor, but ultimately still finds the frag. DaHanG floating in midair as if frozen in time, and that is not a shot that Cypher is ever going to miss. Extending his lead ever further. The high-level strategy for in this game, rather the consistency, is kind of missing. This is just a bit of a brawl.
I'm gonna hit my shots is the name of the game here, and Cypher faring a little better than DaHanG. 5 frags again, though. He can overcome this. DaHanG just has to play it perfectly. Starts off with a good rail. He's going to need a lot more of that as Cypher making his way up the stairs. Eyes that 50 shard. Here's DaHanG down below as he doubles back through the banana. But you're absolutely right. I mean, it's not so much that item-heavy control play that DaHanG said, he's pretty much having to play Cypher's game of, hey, check out my raw mechanics.
Yeah. If we compare this to the previous times we saw DaHanG play this map, it's very different, right? You constantly saw DaHanG stick to that center area of the map, dictating the pace of the game, controlling which items are picked up when, and constantly dishing out the damage, but Cypher is just not letting him play that game today. Absolutely pressuring him brutally, murderously with those shots, even reading the spawn, getting damage instantly. DaHanG, how does he respond to this? 2 minutes left for 6 frags. Is it already too little too late?
If it's not bad enough that he got the frag, he threw the ragdoll in the ditch. As the LG comes out, the pineapple's landing for DaHanG. But he's just taking so much damage in return. Cypher hitting so hard right now, 87 HP, and he's gonna lay an egg on this armor. If DaHanG can get back, if he could figure out exactly where he is, he has a chance, but his stack himself not so good. With that heavy pickup, Cypher will even it up. DaHanG will grab the Mega, but now it's a battle of time. A minute 20 Flea as the pineapples rage on. The spit comes out. Great rail from Cypher, as we've seen time and time again throughout this match. And he goes 3 for 3 and plants DaHanG. And 7 frags in the lead with a minute. I don't know. He's digging his grave. This could be the first map under Cypher's belt.
Sure does seem that way, 40 with minutes left to go. I think it's basically a mathematical guarantee that Cypher will be securing the first map. DaHanG back to the drawing board. Map 2, unfortunately for him, a very similar map, 40. Awoken. Same style, same gameplay to a certain extent as we're seeing right now on Deep Embrace. And that should worry DaHanG.
DaHanG does get that frag, but just building up a little confidence maybe, because at 16-9, this one is firmly in Cypher's grasp. He's going to go up 1 in this set. Best of 3. Loser is going to take a walk and be done for the weekend. And Cypher's just, again, laying it on that LG. So good, 1 HP. If you take a look at the rail, 57% for Cypher. Just almost hitting double the rail that DaHanG was. That's a big start for the Belarusian.
DaHanG definitely not landing all of the shots that he wanted, and that is exactly what he said earlier in the interview as well, right? He said, I feel like I'm timing well, I feel like I'm playing my items, my strategy, my decisions well, but the aim. Sometimes I'm just not landing the shots that I need to in order to really punish my opponent. And that is more or less the story of this map, right? There wasn't a lot of high-level strategy. Both players were just constantly applying pressure or being pressured to the point that they were unable to really get comfortable on the map. So it was a complete brawl from start to finish. And Cypher did most of the damage, landed the shots when they mattered the most, and DaHanG just couldn't quite rival that level of intensity.
Yeah, the DaHanG game plan just didn't happen at all. Everything he wanted to do on this map didn't happen. He didn't get to play his positional kind of control at all. Cypher just took the fight to him. DaHanG had no answer but to fight back and try and go mechanics on mechanics, and Cypher came out on top, just hit so many rails. Fantastic LG. And it's just, it's down in a hole for DaHanG. Already a map down. It's scary, scary times here, Flea, for Liquid fans.
It sure is, but luckily for them though, they still have Rafa, without having dropped the map, waiting ominously in the upper bracket as the end boss of NA. Before we see him in action, that'll be tomorrow. We've still got some maps and matches to go. Second one, Awoken. Cypher running the Strog, very typically chosen by DaHanG, but this time it will be the player from Belarus running that one, whereas DaHanG is using the Ranger, and that is also a champion that we've seen him do tremendous things with, right? Just think back about his games on Corrupted Keep, how excellently he used the orb to secure both of the major items at the same time. I'm expecting more of that this time around.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be a big positive for DaHanG, and also just using that burst damage if he needs to. 2 of the big frags against Sanaku to seal away Corrupted Keep were pretty much just orb kills to finish it off. As I hear the noises in the background, Flea, I'm getting excited. A little nervous, though. Map number 2, this could be the end of the line for DaHanG. might see a third map, but Cypher's just looking so strong. If he pops off with rails like that, who knows what's going to happen. Strog, super mobile champion, similar to Sorlag. The stack's not there, but if you're hitting as hard as Cypher, maybe you don't need the stack. Chat, make some noise if you can. This could be potentially the last hurrah for DaHanG, but you got to have faith if you're a DaHanG fan. If you're a Cypher fan, you want him buried, and shame on you. How dare you? But, you know, to each their own. Predictions locked in, ready to go. Flea, this has been a fantastic day of Quake. We still got one more set after this one, and we potentially have two more in this set. So we will see how this shakes out. But either way, that first map, quite the start.
Absolutely, and as we are loading into the second one, I can only second what 40 has just said. Chat, make some noise. I want to see some DaHanG, DaHanG, DaHanG. I want to hear some Cypher, Cypher, Cypher in chat. Flood it with your support for your favorite player as we are about to kick things off on what might just be DaHanG's final map in this finals of the Quake Pro League, kicking things off on his point of view.
Trying to get that early rail shot off here as he dodges the tri-bolt, makes his way to the rocket. Cypher right through the telly. There's the dire orb to try and push him off. The peeker play, it's not going to be enough. DaHanG survives with 17 HP, a shotgun and a dream, a great rail to try and keep Cypher off of him. A little bit of nail spam just to make sure the chase stops, and finally Cypher has to cease and desist, but as we saw in the first map, Cypher just wants to go all-out aggression. He wants to put all the pressure on DaHanG, making DaHanG hit every shot, saying, okay, you know how I'm going to play. I'm going to force you to hit everything to keep me off your back.
We have seen a lot of very risky peeker plays today, right? We saw Vangur drop 2 crucial frags to Chain just because he misused the peeker. Very, very wrong things right there. And then we also saw Cypher basically make a tremendous gamble when he was playing, I believe it was base, just at that very final shot where he just went for the quick peeker at the end. It paid off for him then, but it could have gone terribly wrong, and this time around it was DaHanG capitalizing off the use.
Yeah, just a bit of a misplay there. Not even so much a misplay. If he hits that peeker for more damage, it works great, but he was just a little off target. DaHanG was able to punish with the starting shotgun. But still off the back of that, it's still 1-0. No real momentum for DaHanG because he was so weak after the fact. A little bit of rocket damage on the way out of Cypher. Goes flying by through the telly. He's going to hopefully be able to do some damage on this heavy here. There's a good rail as DaHanG gets in there, snags it away, tries to deliver up a little something sweet through that delivery drive-through window, but has to back away. And 2 minutes in, this is a much slower game. This is kind of what DaHanG wants.
Taking down the peeker instantly, but it is Cypher with the better positioning on the Mega. He should be able to secure this item, but he just drops for it, peppering DaHanG with some good railgun shots. Cypher, what are you doing? Just waiting, not firing once. I almost felt like he must have clicked, but then he still delivered a shot and another one. What a beauty right there, Cypher. Out of absolutely nowhere, using that speed of Strog to his advantage. DaHanG was not ready for that one. I know I wasn't.
Cypher playing the strafe game, almost sticking out his chin, saying you get one for free, letting DaHanG try and rail away. He didn't land anything, and then Cypher tracks him down with 2 of his own. Fantastically placed pixel rails there. Another one from Cypher. And this is the last thing DaHanG wants. If Cypher starts heating up with these rails, it's going to be the curtain call for the American here. Cypher traversing the map even better. There's another rail again, just chipping away from DaHanG and just changing his plan of attack there. Look at this. The rocket isn't enough. A rail from DaHanG. Both players extremely weak. 225s for Cypher. Can he find a little bit more damage? DaHanG is stuck. That armor is not where you want to be, and Cypher reads it perfectly, takes him down.
Almost looked like Cypher forgot what champion he was playing earlier. DaHanG, can he get out? He's got a decent position right there. Out comes the peeker, and this time around it will indeed work. Cypher 2 frags of a lead, but DaHanG smells blood in the water. He knows his opponent is weak, goes in aggressively, knowing very well that that passive ability of his allow him to take less self-damage in these close quarter fights, so that's exactly what he's going to seek out when he is running Ranger against Strog, and it will work out quite nicely. Cypher, though, standing his ground completely fearlessly. Excellent shot.
Really, really good shot there from Cypher as he's rocking a natural stack, and another great rail as DaHanG goes up the jump pad. A little bit of tri-bolt from around the corner to try and get some damage, and there's the orb from up close. He says here, catch this. 3 to 4 as DaHanG still keeping himself in this one. He does not want this to spiral out of control. There's a lot of LG coming out. The nail gun, the peeker around the corner. It's going to connect. That's big damage here. And Cypher, shotgun through the drive-through. Can he finish this? The rocket jump to get DaHanG the hell out of there. The LG from above. Can he find this frag? Both players weak. And the shotgun up the jump pad just finds its mark. Cypher goes up 2.
No major round is up for another 10 seconds though. Cypher has got to be careful. Doesn't even have a rail. Is going for the nail instead. Doesn't quite do the damage he needs. But DaHanG keeps pushing in closer and closer to get onto the heavy, and in doing so exposes himself to quite a bit of shotgun damage. Heavy spawns just in time. Cypher, does he enough health to stand tight? He cannot. Again, the orb. What is this, 42nd, 3rd orb frag for DaHanG?
I'm not sure, but DaHanG has been hanging out with Dewey because he's using that orb to finish off these kills. Here's the peeker from around the corner, and it's keeping DaHanG in this game. 6 to 4, halfway through, Flea. Tensions begin to rise. The Dire Orb is on cooldown. Cypher has to know that as he grabs the Mega. And he's got to start thinking, I need to kind of deny these vials or maybe bait out the orb, because these are half of DaHanG's kills right now. As the rail's now heating up for DaHanG, and this is exactly what he needs. There's a rocket, and there's a rail! Cypher can't escape!
Cypher lacking the stack to survive in that precarious situation. Again, getting hurt, baiting out a rail, gotta love it, but DaHanG just drops down knowing that he's got the orb to get right back up if he needs to. Risk, but very calculated, and now Cypher, 4 HP, can he get out? No, DaHanG makes it around the corner on time to tie it up, 6 to 6. Cypher is now just getting pummeled off spawn, DaHanG reading him perfectly. Cypher, can he catch a break? He has to stay clear of his opponent, because look at the stack advantage that the American is working with. This is not something that Cypher can contest head-on, unless he gets some tremendous opening damage.
That was just such an incredibly clean frag from DaHanG, and he wants to maintain this stack. He's not even really challenging Mega head-on. He does get a cheeky rail, and another one, just adding so much damage. The 50 shard goes to Cypher. He goes up the jump pad. He's going to get caught out, and there's a rocket right in his pocket. 8 to 6. DaHanG looking so strong, heating up at the right time here. He has got Dire Orb as well. Through the telly goes Cypher. This is a problem. Dire Orb in. LG on LG, but Cypher somehow pulls that out.
Excellent aim right there. Very messy engagement from the beginning. Cypher, can he clean it up? Indeed he will. All tied up, 8 to 8. And also keep in mind that this is Cypher's server pick, so if DaHanG secures a victory here, might be even more impressive. Cypher though, taking his opponent completely by surprise. DaHanG didn't anticipate that push at all, but that rail, that hurt. Cypher out of LG ammo completely. Nothing else to work with. He's got to be careful. One more shot will clean him right up.
8 to 8, 7 minutes in, and this couldn't be more close. DaHanG showing the world that he still has the aim if he needs to. He's like, I could scrap if I need to. Young whippersnappers, here's the LG through the banana as Cypher hits a rail. He's trying to escape. Very, very weak. Uses the sewers to escape, and that Strog, that crouch slide, saves his life. The mobility gets him out of there.
Item control has been pretty equal so far. Actually, exactly equal. 6 megas, 9 heavies for Cypher, and then the exact opposite for DaHanG. But the damage is slightly favoring the American.
Cypher. What a rail.
Yeah.
Into another one! DaHanG stringing them together. Missing the one off the spawn, but he still has the frag lead. Doesn't need to get too crazy here. He's going to try and catch him out near the heavy. But the rockets raining down from Cypher, making DaHanG think twice. He still wants this damage, but the rockets getting eerily close. Dealing a little bit of splash here and there. DaHanG trying to keep the pressure on, but he's eating these rails, needs to retreat.
It almost seems as if DaHanG was listening to our comments at the end, and he was like, oh, okay, so they're saying the aim was the issue. Well, let me show them what I am capable of. But Cypher, hyper-aggressively once again, refrains from pushing through the choke point, though, knows that those rockets will hurt DaHanG. 19 points of health. Cypher messes up the rocket jump, and the LG will secure him another frag. All tied up, a minute left to go, 40. We're getting pretty close to an overtime.
But DaHanG spawns in. He doesn't really have the weaponry. He has some LG. He does grab a 50 shard. There's the jump over to the rockets, and now he can play a little bit more defensive. Still lacking a rail, though, as he creeps his way up towards the T-Con. Cypher waiting around Mega, trying to get that rail shot. Just zooming over DaHanG's shoulder here. 50 seconds away from a potential sudden death. Is Cypher going to steal this one away and bury DaHanG in 2?
Things are slowing down. Both players probably well aware that this might as well be the final frag. I think Cypher read that DaHanG didn't have a railgun yet. Used the peeker to push in, get some cheeky damage before taking down. And that way the Na'Vi player has secured not one but both of the major items. DaHanG at a significant stack disadvantage, avoids damage for the time being though. He wants Mega, but can he wait around until it spawns? I don't think so. He's just going to give up positioning to Cypher, who pushes in aggressively. Tribal is hurting. And it is sudden death 40.
Rails exchange from the players. As DaHanG fighting for his life. Cannot drop this frag if he wants to stay alive in this tournament. Rocking a natural stack. Cypher just waiting near that power-up area. Here goes the peeker for a little bit of scouting. Dealt with nicely. Cypher's going to drop down on a heavy. He's going to risk it all. The Dire Orb, and Cypher gets the rocket, and he wins the set.
Calculated risk from DaHanG, but unfortunately the calculation was wrong. Kind of ended up a bit lopsided after the orb, and Cypher secured the heavy first, I believe, and then landed a ton of excellent rocket damage, meaning that the Na'Vi player, Cypher, congratulations, will take this one home 2-0. Liquid DaHanG will be taking an exit from this tournament. Well played, he put in a valiant effort, but Cypher proved to be once again too strong.
Just unbelievable. Wheat, how are you feeling about that? Are you picking your jaw up off the floor right now?
Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. That's exactly how I felt, 40. Especially just the closing moments of that matchup. There were some good backs and forths there. I actually thought DaHanG was going to get that with that final orb, but Cypher played it remarkably. And I was impressed, even though being on that was on the EU server, right? The second map, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like, I felt like DaHanG was hitting some sick rails. So, you know, didn't really think it was anything to do with that. It just came down to the wire, and that was the game that I'd hoped to see at this point in the, you know, in the lower bracket. And it is sad to see DaHanG go, but what a matchup. Like, Cypher's definitely keeping himself alive, obviously, and he's going to have some tough matches ahead of him.
Yeah, Cypher playing so well, but DaHanG, I mean, that was a really good showing. He showed the world that he could still go toe-to-toe when it comes to mechanics, just barely missing out on that last map, but he's still got some left in the tank. Don't sleep on DaHanG. Rough road, but a great performance.
I mean, you sometimes see people in chat, clueless people, making comments about how DaHanG is done for, that it's all downhill from here. Are you people out of your mind? Did you see?
They were just trying to protect their points.
They probably
were just like,
were,
man,
but
DaHanG.
did you see that performance? DaHanG is sharp as ever, put in a great effort, but it just wasn't enough to take down our wizard Cypher.
36 HP is what made the difference right there. The swoop in for the heavy. DaHanG is, yeah, I mean, he went all in. He risked it for the biscuit. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't all gravy, and it left him a little salty, but a huge shouts to Cypher just battling his way through the lower bracket.
Yep, stays alive. We'll see him again tomorrow. We've got one matchup coming up after our break, but first, it sounds like we have Cypher with us. Potentially, do we get a chance to talk to Cypher? You there?
Yeah, I'm there. Hello, guys.
Hey, what's up, man? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah, so, I mean, talk to us about sort of what's gone on, right? You had you know, a set versus Rafa, dropped you down to the lower, but you took out CNZ. Now you've taken out DaHanG. You stay alive. How are you feeling so far about your performance here in the Stage 1 finals?
Honestly, I feel pretty good about my game, even though I lost to Rafa. I still didn't feel bad about that. Pretty motivated was for lower brackets, and yeah, if I will have a chance one more time to face Rafa, I will will do a lot better, I think. I'm not sure, but I mean, just in my head.
Flea,
Flea
you
or
wanna go
40?
ahead? Yep.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, Cypher, every single champion you picked this time around was a mobile champion who had some kind of movement ability. Was it a deliberate choice because DaHanG has been really just sticking to his guns and staying in the same position for many of his games, or did you just feel they work best on each individual map?
Just in general, clash styles means a lot. Like for example, for me, a lot more harder to play against CNZ than against DaHanG. And DaHanG is probably will win against CNZ. You know, it might be like this. So it's about clash styles. So I don't know what to say much, but.
Okay.
But yeah, for sure, I have like few guys against who I feel not on my best game all the time. Just I don't know what they are doing, what they are like rotation and stuff like this.
You've had some really, really close sets. You're doing a fantastic job of battling your way through the lower bracket. How do you kind of maintain and have a high level of endurance, especially in these tournaments when you have to, you know, be awake and on for 12, 13 hours and play all your matches? How do you kind of get yourself through that? How do you train for that? Is there anything specific that you do?
Yeah, I tried to practice lately on late evenings, first of all, and then I tried to change my sleep schedule. So I try to not sleep till 3 a.m. or something like that, because I personally in Minsk, in Belarus, we have like 2 hours difference plus with the Central European time. So when it's so for example, right now it's 1 a.m. almost, and yeah, that's basically it.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, Cypher, good luck. I'm glad that you were able to secure your spot in the final day tomorrow. I know that you've got, you know, some potentially, I mean, everyone left in the tournament, right, is a phenomenal player. But we're looking forward to seeing what you're going to bring during the finals day. Congratulations yet again, GG's, and we will see you tomorrow.
See you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Well played.
Take care, Cypher. Well played indeed, and that means that there is just one match remaining here for day 2. It is going to be the lower bracket round 4 between Base and Chain. One of them moves on, the other gets sent to the graveyard, and we'll have that action when we return after a short commercial break. Thanks for joining us here for the QPL Stage 1 Finals. It's day 2, and we'll be back with more right after this.